What's up?
Hold on, sorry.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta give me a good intro though.
No, I got you.
Right.
What's up, y'all? This is Silenzio. We here with the Talks with G podcast. I'm here with my guest,
Setea. Big set, big money set. Let's get it.
a.k.a. the motherfucking VA Dame Dash. She here today. She's going to give y'all a lot of jewels and a lot of games, so I need y'all to really pay attention.
Yeah,
What's your definition of believing in yourself?
Faith without seeing. Because it's like, there's no way to prove nothing without actually believing and doing. Like, you can't have no type of proof of content until you go through that space or that dark tunnel where you can't see it. Like, it's like, well, how do you prove this? Like, how do people who are like normal and regular to everyone become these things, these ideas, these celebrities, these people with status and social status and all this thing? Like, how? How do they do that? They were regular people, but they sold their soul. Everybody sold their soul. Everybody in the game killing niggas and selling their soul. Like, like what? Like, whoa, like this is the wild part about it though. Like, you are so different from what I believe and who I thought you were. Like, this limit that I put over you, that you had to sell your soul. That's the easiest way to count somebody out. I'm not about to sell my soul. You think I sold my soul because I'm this person? Because I've reached this level of status and this level of success? Everyone doesn't sell their soul. You feel me? It's like, but I feel like people, they can't believe it. There's a disbelief with emotion. Just like this thing, like I always tell people all the time, like, what you see in others is what you see in yourself. You a mirror. You watching that shit like clear as day. So if you're looking at somebody like they can do something, that's because deep down inside of you, you know you can do it too.
To that person that's out there who is just really looking to build confidence and really looking to, like, they really want to start believing in themselves, but they don't necessarily know how to go about it. What would you say is the first step that you take? Because I feel like it's not easy for everybody to just believe in themselves, you know? Because like you said, we're dealing with childhood trauma. Yeah. We're dealing with the paradigm. Yeah. We're dealing with the program that either your parents put you through, what you seen growing up. Yeah. Motherfuckers telling you you're not enough, you know, just dealing with all of that fear.
All fear-based
right.
thinking.
How do you direct them to really believing in themselves when they're such programmed to not?
I think that, like, I'm going to try to put myself back to where I was at, you know, when I didn't have all this confidence and I didn't see myself the way I see myself and I didn't walk the way I walked in. It was a dark tunnel. Let's just say that you got to start with a mental picture of who you want to be. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to tell you that this is real, it's not, whatever it may be. If you understand the brain, and I'm going to get a little bit nerdy right here, right? The brain doesn't know what's real and what's not. So if you are working against a subconscious program, I believe that you just got to put a new program in there. And I think it starts with what you are literally seeing in yourself. Sometimes I feel like you have to go the extra mile to create a new idea of who you are.
Right.
But it starts with a want, a desire. You gotta want to be something different. You gotta want to have something better for you. You have to desire it. And I think that the only way that you're able to do that is by seeing, exposing yourself. Right. Me, that came from leaving. Mike, you know my story. Like, I left home. My parents was, you know, like not rocking with the music shit, not rocking with the clothes shit, not rocking with the gay shit. Like, nothing. Like, I'm like, hands up. I ain't got no choice, nigga. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go. You feel me? So it was like, for me, I ain't had no choice. It was like, for me, I feel like my fear was pushed like this. The universe is like this. Like, what you gonna do?
Right.
You know, I'm like, well, I gotta fight back at this point. I gotta do something. Cause what I'm gonna just do? Just keep being like this. I'm like going into this place where I look at it like in that space and time, like I just didn't have a choice. So not having a choice made me make a choice. And I was like, for me, it was like I was willing to be homeless. I had a desire. Everything that I wanted came to me because I had a desire for it, like the law of attraction. I manifested this shit. I was thinking of this shit, and it didn't matter. Whatever was in my heart, this is the number one thing that I tell people all the time. It doesn't matter what people, you don't need it. You don't need no one to do this for you. You don't need no one to say keep going. You don't need none of that shit, and it's still gonna work. You don't need a single layer of somebody's applause to make sure that the shit is gonna work.
Right.
Literally, like that's why I always tell people like, yo, if you realize your power, you're gonna be like untouchable. But people are more in fear of like their light than their darkness because they don't feel worthy of, you know, being in the presence of great shit and, you know, and seeing themselves in a different way. The program is so instilled. And it goes deep. Like, you know, I can take it way, way deeper on a whole subconscious level, you know, of the reason why this shit, the program is, you know, and the way that the frequency works and all that. But that's just like, that's a whole different thing. You kind of want to introduce people in like baby steps because it becomes
It's deep.
too, like I'm
deep.
processing this in a matter of, this is probably like 10 years worth of information that I had to like learn through time. And like I always tell you, like I put the real estate into me. I didn't acquire too many things materialistically, you know, that I was able to like hold on to and this and that, but I put all that real estate into my mind. And that's what I tell people all the time. That's why I flex that shit. I like flexing my intellect. I like that. Instead of, you can't judge me based off of what I'm wearing and tell me, white man, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, you supposed to be like this. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, or you gotta stay in this box. Fuck you talking about, nigga? I could dress fly, talk how the fuck I want. And it's like you set that tone. That tone is set because of your confidence, your conviction. You know what I'm saying? People only follow what people feel like is cool and what they believe. They're like, dang, like if this person's doing it, your favorite artist is starting to do this and that, you're gonna like try to kind of experiment with it. You know what I'm saying? You get your hand into things that like you probably wouldn't even be exposed to if the people that you didn't like were influenced by weren't doing it. You feel me? Like that shit go deep too. It's just there's so many ways to like there's so many ways to take it.
You got any questions, Cynthia?
Yeah, I got a lot. My first question for you is, what do you call this chapter of your life? We're gonna start there and then go where we need to go.
For her or me?
Nah, for her.
Oh, all right.
This chapter of my life is actually perfect. It's emptying the clip. You know, it's like stop
I'm saying you put that on your Instagram.
Empty the clip. Ain't no time to waste. Empty the clip. What you holding back for? Empty the clip. Go. Make it happen. Be relentless. Like, empty the clip, bro. Like once you empty that clip, what happens? There's no turning back. I empty the clip. You feel me? Like, ain't no what you gonna do? You can't turn back. You gotta push yourself so far to a place where you can't turn back. It's gonna be uncomfortable for you to come back. It feels uncomfortable. I've went so far in my confidence, it's uncomfortable for me to be at home. Because I now know I'm a threat. Now I know I'm a threat. Now I'm like, I'm a threat. I'm like, okay, like, it's cool. You feel a little intimidated by me. But it's cool. I walk into it now. Versus hiding it. Versus putting myself into a place where I'm like, oh man, like, oh, let me dim my light.
Right, because you talked about that too, like how you used to dim your light or just feel like,
yeah, because
you know, be standoffish.
You shine too bright. You make people feel small, and not even intentionally, you know. So it's like,
what, speaking about that, what do you do if somebody knows they have a certain light about themselves, but you know that the hate that comes with having that light. What is your advice?
Change your environment.
I was just about to say it.
Change your environment. Get away from them people. Get away from the haters. Get away from the monitoring spirits. Get away from them people that don't want to see you doing well. Get away from them people that's in competition with you. Secret competition. These people are all like throwing you energy that's creating like a density around you.
Right.
That's why it's like done talking. That's my next chapter. It's like I'm in empty the clip right after this, done talking. Like we ain't talking no more either, because I realized that talking creates a disturbance in your manifestation process. Like you talk too much, guess what happens? That shit almost start disappearing from thin air. You ever had something happen, you tell somebody about it and you just did not know that they was hating on you, and then that shit just disappeared, the opportunity just thin air gone. Bro, I done had that shit happen to me many, many times in my life. And I used to be like, that I just cannot be this lucky and unlucky at the same time. And you know what it was? I was always fucking running my mouth.
I was just about to say that.
I was
when
telling
I first
everybody.
met you was like, bro, I gotta stop fucking talking. You know?
It was like...
Because I feel like you love to talk so much.
I felt, yeah.
That's who you are.
Two things, though. There's
know?
two ways. I found my confidence here because I talked to myself before I started to talk to people, right?
Right.
So I found my confidence.
But I feel like you also just love motivating and pushing people as well.
Because I didn't have that push. Nobody did it for me. I became the pusher because I realized that this is what niggas is lacking. So if I became this, what can you become?
Right.
It's just like simple math to me. It's like, bro, why you sleep on yourself? And I didn't, the great thing about me is that proof of content, I didn't turn niggas up. I got that list, you know what I'm saying? I got that list. And that's just real shit. That's just a resume.
You got something else?
How you become comfortable in your own darkness? Like, how did you accept everything that you can't change about yourself?
That's the word you said, accept. Once you accept it, it's not up to anybody else to make you feel shameful about what you went through. Because it's like, for me, I feel like your darkness is just what shows the beauty in your story. Like, you overcoming is what makes the story beautiful. You overcame it. Like, nobody wants to hear about the person that had a perfect life and they, like, became a millionaire. Like,
right.
No, that's not interesting.
Right.
It's interesting when you see, you know what I'm saying? It's interesting when you can relate. You say, like, dang, like, that person, like, they went through some shit. Like, they was going through that and did that and all this is that, and they still kept going. You just have to kind of respect that. It's like the person is like, that says, I'm not going to stop because of how it looks. They deserve it. That's bravery. And that right there is more inspiring than any car or any type of material thing that you could buy or acquire. The pursuit of something, the drive, the grind, the hunger, the passion, that separates everybody. That's what makes somebody like, oh, we tuned into this person versus we tuned into that person. See what I'm saying?
Right.
It's passion. Passion is going to drive you. Ambition is going to drive you to where it's like sit in the chair. You ever sat next to an ambitious person? Have you understood their mindset? Bro, they don't stop. They don't sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I be like, this nigga is different, bro. This nigga is a monster. You know what I'm saying? Because you just keep going.
Just keep going.
You keep going. And there's no cap for where you at. That's why I always tell you, just a beast, bro. Like, and you like just these small little things that you're gonna have that's gonna put in position where you're gonna take off. You're just gonna be untouchable. Niggas ain't gonna be able to touch you. I feel like that now, but I mean, you gotta step into that fully. You're such a humble beast that like you don't need to talk. It kind of intimidate people too. It's like, I want to get here. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I want to get to that place. Nigga, like, I want to get to that place. No, that Jay level. I feel like this is like a Jay-Z. I'm like a Kanye. You feel me? Like, It's like this nigga so like, yeah, like.
I have a question for both of y'all. Why do you work as hard as you do?
You wanna go first, Seth?
Oh, you go
No,
first.
you gotta go.
I go first.
You gotta cook them.
Why do I work as hard as I do? I want to be one of the greatest that ever did this shit, you know? That's one of the main reasons, you know, when I die and I leave this earth, you know, I want to leave a very impactful legacy on the next generation coming up behind me. That's why I work so hard, and I also work so hard because I want to be the generational curse breaker of my family. You know, I'm trying to break the cycle. You know, I feel like I am the first family member of my family who can really change the dynamic of the whole entire family. You know, so those are a couple reasons why I work so hard.
Damn. That's good. I say like I play off the generational curse, breaker thing, because I feel like when you a black sheep, you kind of have to like step into something that I always say like I'm taking risks. Oh, hold
That's
on.
crazy. Both of y'all from England in the sense that that's your fault.
I didn't know where it was coming from.
Might be. With the whole situation of like, okay, so like generational curse breaker, there was a lot of women that I recently discovered. There was a lot of women in my like lineage that were creatives, and they always dim that light. Like there's a big thing in my family with that, and I feel like it's kind of crazy because I be like, damn, this is so deep. Like sometimes you be thinking like you like, damn, like you gonna sound crazy talking like this. But it's like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah.
Like those who understand you get you.
Yeah, exactly. If you resonate with me, you resonate with me. But, it's like if you don't see that, it's okay. Time will tell. But it's like setting the tone for something that hasn't been done takes a bunch of bravery and fearlessness, like, because everyone is operating from a space and a scope of information that comes from fear. It's fear-based thinking. How can you, like, believe that you can fly if all you've been told that you can do is walk and crawl and be on your feet? Like, there's no way. But there's an engineering process to flying.
Right.
We just haven't figured it out yet. We too much of a vibration of fear, to take that, that path. But it's like, for me, it's like family. That's what drives me. Being the first generational curse breaker, I would be the first millionaire. I would be the first on my mom's side, like my other side and stuff like that. They had like money and all that stuff, but like just generally they just didn't fuck with us. They didn't fuck with my mom and my own family and shit like that. So like it was a split. So my mom like kind of came to this country and was like, I gotta like figure this out for me and my kids and my bloodline and my whole situation. So for us, it was like she just put all that sacrifice into us. So it's like I want to be able to do that for my family, I want to give that back. You feel me? Because it's like I know like what you went through, to get here, to give me the opportunity to do it. It's like even if you don't understand it, even if you don't understand why I'm a loud ass motherfucker like who don't give a fuck, and I'm turning shit up, and you can't turn me down. And I'm a female. At the end of the day, I'm a female doing this, talking like this. Why I know I'm a legend, straight up, is because I'm a female doing it. I haven't seen it. Why I gotta wait for somebody to say it? You feel me? Like, I gotta wait for someone to say like, damn, I never seen this. I never got that, bro. Like, but everybody different. Everybody got their own energetic blueprint. God then blessed you and put things inside of you, your DNA, your lineage and everything like that, so that you could carry out the prophecy. You feel me? And that's what I feel like greatness really is too. Like just stemming off that. It all comes down to like your why. What's your purpose? It just can't be like Dame Dash said this. He said, if your dream doesn't affect people, you haven't dreamed big enough. ain't dreaming big enough if it's not affecting people, if you don't think about affecting people. You think it too small.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You think it too small. When you start to get uncomfortable in those shoes, that's how you know. Oh, I'm dreaming. You know, because that's what it takes. It takes for people to count you up, to feel like I can still do it. What is the difference between a person that has it and doesn't have it? Their spirit. That's it. No one can tell me I can't be a billionaire. No one can't tell me that. I have so much time to do it, and I'm this evolved. I can't imagine just having what I have now and not understanding that I can do it like this and that. I just think that this is just a relationship thing. I think the more money and connection and you're going to get into is the relationship factor. But that's going to come from your willingness of who's willing. Are you willing to do this? Are you willing to get here? Are you willing to talk to this person? Are you willing to share your information? And that might not work. Are you willing though? This whole game comes down to who's willing. That's it. Break it down like that. Everybody's scared. So who's willing? If I tell everybody, hey, I got a question. Who in here believes in themselves? And only one person puts their fucking hand up. That person that's willing, come to the front. You about to sit with us today. You about to get the energy around some real pioneers. You about to get this and that, because you are willing. That means you're going to be willing to do something else. People who are not willing, they won't. They won't. And why do we come at the person that's willing? Oh, you a fucking teacher pet. Or you a sucker. You riding a nigga dick. You doing da-da-da-da-da. Why? Because you mad. You mad that I'm brave enough to put my hand up. You want to put your hand up. You just scared of how people are going to look at you. Put your hand up. Who's stopping you from putting your hand up? You. That's how you know if you're ready. Put people on spot. Put yourself on spot. This is how you gonna know if you're ready. You're like, okay, let me test the water. Bro, I practiced before I got in front of a fucking camera. Before I got a professional camera, I was like, I practiced. I'm having conversations, FaceTime, this and that. You know how many niggas told me, do the podcast thing? What is you doing? You can get us out of the hood, nigga. We can get out the trenches. What are you talking about? But I'm like, no. Like, who's in my way?
You.
So I'm self-evident talking like off of this whole thing. This is self-evidence. You're not going to be able to copy somebody's process. That's where that fear shit come from. It's like, you can't say like, because what you have to go through is completely directed for your purpose and where you're trying to go to and your destination. I can't tell you, do it like this and that. This might not work for you. What you need to do is cater to your personality and cater to what you're trying to do. What's your end result? What do you want out of it? And what's your vision? What do you actually want? Like, let me ask you a question. What is vision to you? Do you feel like you're a visionary? Because I think you're a visionary, but.
Yeah. If
vision?
I could explain vision is a dream.
Okay.
Vision is whatever comes to your mind.
So.
And you're able to execute it.
All right, so let me ask you a question. So, with vision.
Oh, Mike's still on?
No, y'all good, do your thing.
Oh, all right, bet.
With vision, like, do you think that someone can see your vision? Or is it you that can see your vision?
I feel like both. I feel like the most important is that I need to see it, though.
If you were Garnell from before you made all this. And you sat down in this same chair. Do you feel like it would be up to you to see that same vision versus the person that you are today with how much you've acquired and all the things that you've accomplished, the goals that you've set for yourself? Those two people are the same people that seen the same vision? What's the difference? Time?
Yeah.
You actualized it. That's the only thing you did. It was there the whole time.
Right.
So where can you prove it at? You can't. Vision is like faith. You can't like touch faith. You can't touch vision. I can't touch it. So where is it at? So where's all this shit at?
You.
Exactly. That's why I be saying this shit. It's crazy because it's like you will really trick yourself out of your life. Fuck a position. You gonna trick yourself out of life. A camera don't gotta be on. I'm still gonna be me. You'll trick yourself out of experiencing a version of yourself because of fear. And we program that way.
Right.
So how can you blame people? You can't blame people for not being in a moment. Now you realize like, wow, when you get out of that space, that frequency and that energy of like fear-based thinking, you're like, dang, I used to be here. I get it, but I don't want to get it no more. I don't want to be around it. I don't want to be around no broke people. That sounds arrogant to me. So be it. Currency. Why would I want to be around broke people if I want to make more money and accumulate more this, more network, more this, more that? If I want better for myself, why does that matter to people? Why do people get mad and call you and shame you into wanting to bring you down and tell you act in Hollywood? Or you this and you that. Or you too good for people. I didn't ever say none of that shit out of my motherfucking mouth. If anything, I didn't been the person to champion people, put people on pedestals so that they can meet me where I'm trying to go. So I'm one of them people like everybody can't go. No, I tried. Anybody I met, I try to put them in position mentally, any type of way. Some people value it. Some people don't value it.
And I feel like it also can become draining when you're just trying to pour into every person you meet, you know? I had to learn that too the hard way. I feel like everybody that I was coming into my life, I was always trying to pour so much into them. And I just had to realize I just couldn't no more.
That's 100%. You've realized this too. It's crazy because I always say this is like wild. Like, I pour into people, I really make people into something. That's just not normal. It's like, I get to pouring into you, it's not the same value. Because the second I started to pour into me directly, I had flow. I started seeing a lot of money. I started seeing a lot of things. A lot of things started to change when I started to just focus on myself. So now I'm like, power of the game, everything is what? Everything is energy. You could be a lighthouse. You a lighthouse. We, as electric beings, we don't know our power. We don't even have them conversations. The conversations that people be having are low vibrational.
Right.
Where do low vibrational conversations exist? Viewership. If you're not in front of that viewership, you're not making money. You're losing money. You're losing time. You're losing energy. It's a trap. The matrix is a whole trap. It's a mental trap. But once you get to a place of awareness of it, you can play the game. This is just a game. Put on your video character, your avatar, and start playing. What character you want to be today? It's just that simple. The internet's made that very clear. You don't know what character somebody playing today on the internet. In real life, you can't fake it. You can't do it.
Not for long.
Nah, they're gonna feel it. People gonna. You can't come. You can't. You can be like. Today there's a trend with like manifestation and talking. This is not right. You know what I mean? 10 years ago niggas called me crazy, but I get it. Today though, it's like cool.
Right.
That's how you know something is like. Where's this? Where's this?
Right.
Yeah.
Every fucking time you on your timelines, everybody's saying some motivational shit.
Exactly. Who's like I don't listen to that shit no more. Why? Because my life is enough motivation.
Right.
What I have to get done is enough motivation. Knowing that I have to go against these fears and these self-limited doubts and self-limiting beliefs, right there, that's enough. I don't need to listen to somebody that's at their desk trying to tell me off of a book that they probably don't even practice. That's how I look at it now. Like, I want to listen to people who then been in that dark tunnel. I've always wanted to get next to people who've you're more interesting when you're in the tunnel and you figure out how to get into the light. You're just way more interesting to me. Like, where was you at mentally when you was like that? Because it's a shock to me. Like, I know when I really pop up, I'm going to be like this. Hey, bro, is we really here? Like, we really do that shit?
Nah.
Like, look, do we really do that shit? I'll be laughing the whole time. Be like, nah, that's crazy. I still feel like sometimes I battle with imposter syndrome. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I'm really this person. Like, I wake up every single day and I'm really this person now. Like, this is crazy. So I think that that's another thing that holds you back a lot. You kind of like get so in tune with this version of yourself. Now it's like normal. But people who never meet you and stuff like that, they just like, whoa. You ever met like a stranger? And like, I've done this with you. We went to like the harbor.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what this is? Like, yeah, I know this is. Remember the nigga was like, oh yeah. I'm like, yeah, you don't know who you are. Let me prove to you who you are. You know what I'm saying? And it was like that moment. It's like just that's energy though. That's something that like sometimes we have to feel that. Sometimes we have to feel that hard work. People feeling and appreciating that, like, dang, like, it's cool to get the money. The money's cool. But, like, what are people really saying? What are people really talking about? When it comes to me and the energy that's, like, being brought up, what is really going on? You know what I'm saying? That's interesting. To me, I never heard it. Other than, like, what I know, you know?
Right.
But it's like, I can't wait to travel the world, travel the globe, inspiring people. And telling people, like, man, you can be whoever the fuck you want to be. It's just a light. It's just, we need to function in a world of more light. I don't even care about being the one. I care about inspiring other people to shine that light. It's not that scary here. Niggas always made it seem like you was going to die when you got here. Niggas always made it seem like, oh yeah, you start talking like this? Clip your ass. You getting the fuck out of here.
Right.
We is not about to let that shit play on. What? You telling? I'm telling you. That's why people fearful. But if you see more people tuning into that like version of themselves, we're gonna live in a better world. The world doesn't change. It's everybody that gets to experience it is who allows it to be something like you got to be a push the barrier person. If many of us would push the barrier, we would literally see the world change in front of us. It's just that we are so controlled by the principality of fear. It's sick. Like, real life, people really scared and really scared of like the opinion. That's why I tell people all the time, I have advantage. Oh, I don't need nothing, nigga. I will put myself, you can't embarrass me today. 5 years ago, I wouldn't say certain shit. I would question myself before I said something. You can't embarrass me now. You can't get on this fucking internet and tell me anything about myself because not an ounce of what someone thinks about me is relevant. It's not. What do you want to say to me? oh, I can't do this, or I'm not allowed to think this way. Who are you? Who are you? Where do you know me from? And why do you limit yourself? Because you know you're a reflection of me. So put that mirror in your face. Every time you look at somebody and you have some negative shit to say, that's you. You talking to you. I don't know successful people who hate on people. I don't know that. I only know fucking broke ass, lazy, mentally challenged, like they not going to push themselves past a certain idea of who they are. Those are the haters. Those are your biggest ones. And those are the ones who feel entitled to be around you for free. Energy is fucking currency, bro. You gotta watch who you got around you. I told you I learned that lesson. You be on a high. You put some energy around you that don't need to be around you. Watch what happens to your energy. The level of draining that's gonna take you. The level of all this money. You're gonna leave your pocket. You're not even gonna know why. All this stuff, you're just gonna be like, dang, like, I was just